afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day to you, Dangerlings. Welcome to Danger Recall episode 26. Oh my goodness, 26. Oh, do you remember being 26? That was quite good, wasn't it? Oh, if you are 26, give us a shout out on the Discord. Why not? Do you know what I mean? We want to hear those 26-year-olds chanting Danger Club podcast or whatever you chant when you're 26. I don't know. I'm going off on one. It doesn't really matter, does it? Anyway, I've got some guests here with me today for this episode. Mr. Daniel Thompson, how you doing?
Hello, Colin. I got engaged at 26. It was a great year. Big fan.
Nice. Yeah. I can't really remember what I was doing at 26. Probably just dicking about and just being, whatever. Things happen for me later in life, but that's all right. Do you know what I mean? Don't matter.
Cole, we're all still dicking about. We're making a podcast about playing role-playing games.
Yeah, man. I've got Ross Harmston.
Hello there.
How you doing, Ross, man?
I'm wonderful.
Wonderful. You look wonderful.
Alive with the sound of music. That's what I listened to when I woke up this morning when there was birds outside. And
that's what you listen to, is it?
Which is annoying.
That's what you listen to, is it?
Yeah, so what? Fight me.
It's fine. It's no worry. No, it's cool, man. Yeah. And also with us, we have Scott Wilson, Besgrove. How you doing, Scott?
Greetings and hail from across the void. I can't remember what I was doing when I was 26. I think I joined I started working at a London tourist attraction with you guys, I think, when I was 26. I'm pretty sure. No, actually, it was before then. Yeah, because I was doing something else then. But yeah, no, it's not. The hills aren't alive where I am, Ross, and there's no sound of music. There's just rain.
Yeah. I mean, that is the sound of my music.
I was going to go out for a cycle this afternoon. I was going to go out, but if it's raining, nah, I'm not. Yeah. Just not going to happen. Probably just get back into bed. Scott, I just want to say, when you started that tourist attraction, there was a day that, you came in, because basically what happened is someone came into the tourist attraction and they gave everyone else breaks. And there was one day I went and got a pizza from the local place and I got food poisoning. And I don't think I ever thanked you, but Scott, you saved my life, because I had to go and I said, Scott, can you just take the rest of my shift? And you were like, yeah. And everyone else was being like, hey, Colin, you feeling ill, are you? And you were like, yeah, sure, I'll help you out. So thank you, Scott.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think at the time, I didn't clock that you had food poisoning. I think that you were just feeling a bit dicky. But I'm glad that I did that now. I'm glad that I didn't and didn't laugh it off now, because the temptation would have been there. Oh, you just got a pizza, have you?
I got to I've got from London to Liverpool Street, right, which is not a very long bus ride. Dangerlings, if you've ever taken that bus. I got to Liverpool Street station and I had to dive off. It was really busy, and I was like, please let me out, and I just dived off the bus. And I was sick everywhere. Oh, no. Yeah, it was horrible, man. Yeah.
God, the pizzas around that particular tourist attraction, the pizzas and the chicken shops do not go near.
Yeah, I think it's closed down now because they've done all the refurbs. So, Dangerlings, let us know if you've ever been food poisoned around London Bridge. We'd like to know. This episode, number 26, is called Anchor Woman. We got music from Kevin. We got Sword Coast Soundscapes. And we've got, what's this? Gurney Unique, apparently.
Gurney Unique.
I've made a note of. And we've got Ross Bludgeon as well. So there you go. That's what's going on with this. We're
just calling him Bludgeon now, aren't we? We've just renamed the guy who wrote our theme song.
Yeah. I just love that spell check error. So, how did you find this episode, everyone?
I found it on Spotify, Stitcher, and Podbean.
We got a clever one. You know that thanks I just gave you? I take it back.
I deserve it. It was fun, wasn't it? This episode, I think I enjoyed this episode. Listening back on it, it was a cracker. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was a cracker.
There's one huge thing that happens in this episode, which I'm sure we'll get to at some point. But there's lots of little bits that I'd completely forgotten. This was a nice one. This was one of these episodes that has so many little moments in it that I'd totally forgotten happened in the show. Some of which really colour Fulton and Velda's relationship, I think.
It's December when we released this, I believe, but we recorded this in October or something. We've made a one episode story, Dan. last 4 episodes that you made up. You thought, this will only take half hour. And here we are, 4 hours later, still rocking into it. How'd you feel about that, Dan?
Oh my goodness. I should have known, because I had literally done this with most of you guys before, where I was like, I'll have a 1 episode sidebar where we do a ghost story, and that went on for a month, because I forgot how afraid of ghosts particularly James is in these games, and I love how much it comes out in this episode. But it's sudden. It's the first time the Danger Club are suddenly cautious. Like, we've had a whole series where you guys have just been like, every problem you guys have just stamped on it immediate as soon as it's appeared, and then suddenly it's like, oh no. And we ended up with this sort of really protracted thing, but I think still kept up the drama for it. I was really happy with the sort of the pacing of it.
Now, Scott, you've got a little a little summary of this episode, haven't you?
This episode is the one where Velda tanks a ghost and Shania goes for a swim.
Yeah, see, these roundups are getting so much better. Well done, mate. That was good. You can have your thanks back. Yeah, there you go. Ross, what are you saying? Did you listen, or are you listening to a different one? Should I not say that?
No, I listened to it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, cool.
About a year and a half ago. When I listened to it, it was good. I remember it fondly. Us trying to figure out how the hell to do this capstan and push it down, or put it up. Sorry, that was a bit of because it was me and Velda.
Fulton, Shania and Caragor are pushing the capstan until Shania jumps into the water.
And it still took us ages, didn't it?
Oh, it took us ages. Velda was kind of like the bait to sort of... We'll get into this. Yeah. It's all right. We talk about Karma Chameleon by the Culture Club. Scott, I bet you love that song.
Big fan. Yeah. Why? You're correct, of course, Colin, as always, astute and wise as always. But why? Why do you think I particularly love this song?
I don't know. I'm sort of getting to know your music taste a little bit more when we do these, and I can kind of say, that's a big tune. I bet Scott would like that.
Big fan. Yeah, 80s like sort of pop. It's got a bit of synth in it, and everyone's wearing bright colours. So it's either that or Duran Duran. Big fan. I got a lot of stuff that happened like before we even started the episode here. Like we started this episode and we didn't even know we were recording. It was a Colin Sly record. That was a little sneaky stealth record. That was catching the magic that happens before we go on camera on microphone. We have I did have a note here about James smashing down a load of crisps as well beforehand, but it's quickly followed by the fact that I was drinking. That's right. The sober Scott, no approach to drinking on a podcast. Even I was drinking, and I think I've got a really vague, weak excuse here. Is that sometime like maybe a week or two ago it was my birthday, so I might have continued drinking all the way up to the podcast. But it was fun. But on the capstan thing, like how the living Absalom was Shania ever stronger than Fulton? That is what we have happening in this episode. We're like, there's a designation of roles, and then Shania's like, well, I'll push the capstan. I'm actually stronger than Fulton. And at the time, we all just go, yeah, okay, fine, that sounds right, drow. And afterwards, we're like, hang on a minute, what?
Hadn't Fulton taken a load of strength damage at that point? Wasn't that what was causing it? Or was it con damage he'd had?
I think it was con damage. I'm pretty sure.
At this point, I think Shania is stronger than Fulton, more dexterous than Caragor, and smarter than Velda. And it's just like, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Drum just went 18.
Yeah, we were all like, every time we rolled, we were like, how the fuck did that happen?
We had different ways of auditing character sheets back in the day. Back in the day, we used to you guys used to send me your character sheets. I used to look over them. I used to say, Drummond, are you sure these numbers are right? And he'd growl at me. And we'd carry on. And now we have a system where Drummond just refuses to send me his character sheet. So we still have no idea of Shania's stats.
Yeah. Just going back to Karma Chameleon, that was from the 1983 album Colour in Numbers. That went to number 1 in the UK and the US. So there you go. Just a little thing on Karma Chameleon. We talk about the Cutty Sark a little bit, which is a British clipper ship. I bet you've got a fact about this, haven't you, Dan?
Oh, the Cutty Sark is amazing, right? The Cutty Sark used to do a tea run to, I guess, to India. That's where tea would have come from during that horrible period in our history. But it was one of the fastest ships, and it's at Greenwich, and you can go around it, and it was just kind of such a staple growing up of any kid who was sort of in this part of the country. I think it was a place you went on school trips, or I went there a bunch of times as a kid. And then in the I must have been, I want to say around 2000 or early 2000s, it burned down. It caught fire, and most of the
burned twice. Burnt twice, actually, in the mid 90s, and and then again in the noughties, in the teens. Sorry.
And it was just, I remember it was just heartbreaking. Me and my brother were just gutted by it. Not as much as the Cutty Sark itself was gutted, but, but they rebuilt it, and now it's this incredible historical site. Like, it's so good. It's raised up. You can go underneath it. They had used it as a theatre venue for a little while in the before times. You could go there. I've been there and seen, like, sea shanties and storytelling in the hull of the Cutty Sark, and I've watched the London Marathon on the deck of it at some point when we did a thing for that. It's just a wonderful place. If you're ever in London, that's one of my top picks of, like, lesser known things in London. If you're doing a tourist thing in London, do the Cutty Sark, because
it is brilliant, really, isn't it? Yeah, it is amazing. Greenwich in general is just.
Do you know what make it better?
What?
I love a model. I love a little model of a man who's, like, doing their job in these historical, like, ships, like the HMS whatever the hell it's called in London that's on the side of the river. I can't remember what it's called.
That would be the HMS Belfast.
That's it. And they've got, like, in place. They've got, like, models that are, like, in the kitchen, and one of them's, like, laughing at the other one, and the other one's cleaning pots. That's what I wanted from the Cutty Sark. I wanted some, like, model sailors doing some stuff.
Genuinely thought you meant actual models then, mate. Genuinely thought like you had a Tom Ford and Gucci wearing, like, pretty person just stroll up and down the Cutty Sark.
No, I meant just, like, actual, just fiberglass life-size models of people from that era.
There's one on the Crow's Nest. If you go down there's one climbing up the Crow's Nest, like on the rigging. Yeah. So, I mean, what more do you want, Ross?
Have a look, I want Ross. Models. I want more models.
Give me models. Perception check, Ross, next time you're at the Cutty Sark.
I can't believe that, Ross, because we literally all lost our jobs to them being replaced by a bunch of models in a tourist attraction once.
I was about to say, we all turned up one day, found out our jobs were gone, and there were a bunch of, like, mannequins standing there with faces being beamed onto them. Fucking hell.
Again, anyway. Mannequins, not actual models. Like, we don't have a grudge against everyone on the catwalk. We should stipulate that.
No. Models, you're all right. Especially if you listen to the podcast, you know, it's good. Yeah.
Congratulations on your cheekbones. Also,
send us a few selfies of you listening. It's kind of cool. Yeah, we can promote ourselves that way.
Mannequins, if you're listening to the podcast, get off. We don't want you.
Yeah. Well, Anakins, if any Anakins are listening, don't turn to the dark side. Don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have the higher ground, like, and that's how telekinesis works. The Karma Chameleon might have got to number one, but here's a question: why didn't How Deep Is Your Hatch get to number one, guys?
I don't know, mate.
Why haven't we recorded that? Did we say that at the time, I think, in the episode that we're going to record that? And then we didn't. That falls into a long graveyard of songs that we sort of improv blunder through, and then we go, great, congrats everyone, let's record that. And then we don't, because the next episode we have another song. But I remember that one being particularly well delivered by our standards.
It's funny you say that, because me and Ross have been messaging about recording one of the old style songs. So we're on it. It might happen, Dangerlings. We also do When the Ship Goes Down, not the shit, but Cypress Hill, When the Ship Goes Down. That was actually, they released that song in the charts. It's called When the Ship Goes Down, but they didn't change it at all. They just changed the title to When the Ship Goes Down so they could release it in like on the radio.
Guys,
quite clever, isn't it?
Almost like they had no respect for the establishment. Like, that is raucous of them. How dare they?
Oh, those rappers, they go out there and they, you know.
Got one of the other things I enjoyed in this episode was Dan rapidly scrambling to remember how big his ship was. Reminds me of my own desperate scrambles during my own games. There is just a flash of, like, yes, that moment where you're going, how big is this thing? And I'm like, flashback to my own games where I'm like, how many streets exactly are there in this place?
I knew the length of the ship, because that was important, because I knew that she could she can cross the ship in 2 moves. That's the kind of the important factor of that, because that's how you kite her around it effectively, or avoid, hopefully, having one person getting attacked by her for too long. So I knew kind of how long it was. But then suddenly, as soon as we were like, how deep is it? How high are the ceilings? I don't know where 30 feet came from. That's an enormous that's like huge cavern. It's like a tanker. But yes, that suddenly that just came out of nowhere, that one.
We've already deep dived on How Deep Is Your Love, I think, on a different episode, so we're not going to go there.
On this show, basically any time the question of depth comes up regarding anything.
Yeah.
Like anytime the question is how deep is something, we sing that song. Like and I can tell you, in most role playing games, that song gets sung anytime somebody asks how deep something is. It's just a standard.
Yeah. It's weird. I always think of the Take That version when I think of that song, but it's obviously the Bee Gees. Better,
I think Leave Them Alone deserved more of a shout. That was drums, I think. Came out with the Leave Them Alone. That was cracker.
Mate, I missed that.
Didn't get enough recognition at the time. It's a good one. Well done, drum.
We had Ruby by the Kaiser Chiefs. That's someone sings that. I can't remember who sings it. It's probably you actually, Scott. But I might be making that up. Yeah, maybe it's all of us. And then Velda tries the old Ray of Frost, misses. This will right into the episode now. Because
15 minutes in.
Yeah. Velda sort of jumps down the hatch. Lily sees everyone on the capstan. Shania shouts, "Lily!" And then that's when Velda does a Ray of Frost. I do a thing called Pushing Along, which is by First Serve, which is two members of De La Soul. And Dan says, "Oh, you're not going to sing a song?" And I'm like, "Actually, I did, mate. Do you know what I mean?" Yeah. Because we're all singing songs at that point.
It's a very musical episode, isn't it?
It is a very musical episode, yeah. I loved that. That was great.
Can I just shout out how quickly the plan falls apart? Given that last week's episode was basically making this plan. Like last week's was all about setting up what was going to happen when you opened this hatch.
Where does it fall down? Is it this next moment when Shania jumps in the water?
No, it's when, because Velda basically runs out and he's like, "I'll distract it." Runs out and there's like, "Oh no, I'm in danger," and turns around and runs away again. And everyone's like, "What did you do? How much help was that?"
Yeah. I love the fact that Shania forgets that Philippe is over the other side on the other boat.
I think this is the first time Philippe is forgotten. This is the first of many.
Yeah, this is when it starts, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Shania, because Shania has a whole moment where she has this plan and she winks to us and then runs and jumps off the ship. That moment has the same energy as Thor throwing the ball and getting hit by the window in Ragnarok, where just the knowing wink to everyone, watch this, and just gets hit in the face with their own plan. I love that moment.
It reminds me of like Shaun of the Dead, where he goes, "What's the matter? You've never taken a shortcut before?" And then just he smashes through the thing. It was really good.
It's the same energy, isn't it? Yeah. Great little moment.
Yeah, it's so much fun. So much fun when she's just splashing around in the water, forgetting that her otter thing is like worn off. so funny. And so many things happening. Like, I'm in the water. Oh no. Okay, I'll get Philippe. Oh no, he's in the other boat.
and then the realization that Shania is the one person you need on the boat to finish this encounter. She's the only one that can lay the body to rest, and so she's stuck underneath it.
The final rites, the ephemeral, transient, fickle final Pharasma rites. Yes. What about those, eh? What about those hastily improv'd bits?
Oh, Phasma.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so good.
Some of my favourites from that are the most humilities. That's what for I believe he addresses Pharasma as the most humilities. And he implores Pharasma to free them from any chambers. Not just usual chambers, free them from any chambers. And specifically chambers, I presume, as a priest of Pharasma or as a follower of Pharasma, you'd know that people only get stuck in chambers. And also to free them from mind compartments of life and death. And because that's also good, the prison of the body and the prison of the mind. And finally, the offering, the sacral offering to Pharasma. Here is some cheese.
It's great. We have coins on the ice and we start singing that song by Just Jack. Why do you want to go and put coins in her eyes? Well, it's stars in her eyes.
I like that
we had that whole chat
Googled-
about Just Chat, didn't we? Yeah.
I like that we Googled while recording who did that song, just so that we could talk more about it. Like,
because we couldn't remember.
We literally
yeah.
assign someone mid-record to look it up so that we can come back to it. At this dramatic moment.
We have a few more songs. We got That'll Be the Day. That'll Be the Day, which is by Jesus Christ. What's his name? I didn't write it down because I thought, I'll remember that. I'll come back to it. We also have Bye Bye Mrs. American Pie.
Banger.
American Pie, banging song. Yeah, it's great. Best version, I think, is probably in the US office when they're standing by the gravestone and singing it. Dwight and Michael Scott. That's brilliant.
No, you're wrong.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you going to say the best version is by Madonna?
No, the best version is the original. It's amazing. I haven't seen the US office, even though it's like the one thing I see on Hinge all the time is people decrying the fact that the US office is better than the UK office. I'm like, I don't care. What is the big thing about this? It's like a weird cult following going around people that they have to choose a side in the office war.
There's a big argument about it. They're both different shows and they're both great. So, let's just all get along.
Don McLean wrote that song about the death of Buddy Holly. And
That'll Be the Day. That's who Buddy Holly's about. Buddy Holly is who wrote That'll Be the Day.
Yeah.
God.
The world is set to rights.
The ship's a ghost. We're traveling through time. It's all connected. It's all Buddy Holly.
We're coming to that, Dan. We're coming to that. All right. We've got On a Rope. I don't know who that's by. I don't care. We do the Macarena as well. We've got the Macarena, which is by two old guys, isn't it? It's really weird.
Is it?
Yeah, there's like two old lads and then like a bunch of young girls in the video. It's a bit weird. You wouldn't get that song anymore. Do you know what I mean? They wouldn't make that video these days.
Here's looking at you, Pharrell Williams and Robin Thicke.
Yeah, shit, maybe I'm wrong. Pharrell Williams, he wrote Happy to sort of take him away from that video, didn't he? It was like a kind of response to the fact that he made, that song with Robin Thicke.
Fair enough. That was a more popular song, and good to try and distance yourself away from Robin Thicke, who has gone on to have an amazing and successful musical career ever since. I think we've all festooned in Robin Thicke's wonderful music. His dip into psychedelic electro is my favourite, actually, of Robin Thicke's.
Have you?
He's up there with Steve Brookstein as an enduring musical artist, isn't he?
So I love this image of Lily stopping after the rites happen, after she's offered some cheese. She explains what happens and then joins the line of the eternal souls. Velda is badly hurt because he's been touched by Lily. Fulton jumps into the water and is fine, just down below deck, just to make sure that we're still not drowning. And Dan, this is a good moment for you. You hit the lamp for the very first time.
I missed that lamp. I missed that lamp so much, man.
Yeah.
You have to find out where James got it from and just buy yourself one. And then, although it's not the same if it's yours, it's better when it's James's so you can punch it.
It's just because it was there. Why did you punch the lamp? Because it was there. It's because I'm a very flappy hand GM, and you can see this in any of the video versions that we've done, or even like our intro videos that we did. We did a video when we first started the podcast of explaining what Pathfinder was, and I'm there just like crazy waving hands throughout the whole thing. It's just how I talk when I get excited.
You're very expressive, aren't you?
In my zone.
You're very expressive with your hands, Dan. And that's fine. Just don't put a lamp near Dan because he'll express the fuck out of it.
It's not all lamps, Cole. It's that lamp specifically.
Just that lamp specifically.
That lamp started it. That lamp got in my zone when I was GMing, and I'm going to finish that fight.
You got quite long arms as well, haven't you? So it doesn't matter how far we put that lamp away from you, you're going to reach it.
You'll never escape.
Dan is the Reed Richards of interior decorating.
Yeah. I watched the Fantastic Four Silver Surfer the other day for a laugh.
Why'd you do that?
Just for a laugh. It wasn't very funny though. Nah, it was bad.
Nah.
It's really bad, isn't it?
Really bad.
I think the dance scene is worse than the Spider-Man dance scene.
I'll be honest, I haven't prepared a lot on the Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Why not? How did you not know I was going to bring this up on this episode of Danger Recall? Tell us about your experiences with Rise of the Silver Surfer, please, Dangerlings. That came out the same year as Iron Man, I think.
And how different they
or
were.
1 year in between it or something like that. Yeah, the difference in those films is just ridiculous, you know? Crazy. Anyway, sidetrack. We do Unchain My Heart. Unchain My Heart. Don't know what that's for. I don't know who does that song. I don't know. I didn't deep dive on it. So, you know, M didn't die this episode as well. Like usually in an episode, he comes out really scratched up. And this episode, he's not. He's fine. And everyone else is a bit scratched up. And he's like, yes.
Goodness sake, you bring this up every time, Colin, all right? You always talk about this. I want to be really clear. For 65 episodes, M didn't die, all right? That's a lot of episodes where M did... Episode 1, M didn't die. Episode 2, M did... I'm not going to do all
Dan,
of
you
them,
just
right?
wait for Danger Recall episode 65. It's just going to be me and you just going, why, Dan? Why did it happen? Yeah. No, I won't. I'm fine with it. We do It Takes Two as well. We sing that, which is a great song.
So many songs.
Songs. Yeah.
So
we
many
loot the
songs.
ship. There's not really much in there. And Scott, you say this: some men just want to watch the world burn.
Which is from popular comic book transition to film Spider-Man 3.
During the dance number.
Yeah.
I remember
During the dance number.
He says that while setting the dance floor on fire with his killer moves. But that's a good point, actually, because between M, Lily, and Shania, we do get a lot of Pharasma's Q. Like throughout our campaign, throughout the game, we have seen a lot of it as players. That Q does stretch on. And maybe a hearkening to our... We're drawn to it as British people. We are drawn to something in a queue. We want to see it. We want to see it perpetuate and stretch on for a while. It gives us comfort and it secures us.
Oh, we know how to queue. Mate, we know how to queue.
And if people don't queue, you get well angry.
I saw British people in Miami. I was at Miami airport and there was like a British family and they were... Like American airports, they don't fuck about, do they? They do not muck about at all. They are really sort of like, do this, do that, go over there, listen to me, stand there, I don't want to see anything, and like, you know, you don't move queues, you stay where you are and all that sort of stuff. And this British family were watching all like this guy coming over and shouting at people, making sure that people are going in the right place. And then they got up to the desk and they went, oh, he's a bit, oh. And the person behind the desk went, I'm sorry, ma'am, he has to do his job. And it was like, oh dear. They just didn't understand the queuing system. Do you know what I mean?
Was that British family in question all extras from Carry On movies? Did they all go up and like intentionally go, oh, well, blimey?
Oh, blimey, Governor.
I think all British people turn into Carry On films when they want to complain about something.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe,
it's all go, oh, did you see that?
When we're abroad, we turn into stereotypes at one time or another. I remember one time in Prague where we met some American girls and we all decided to put on Hugh Grant accents and impressions. Don't know why we did that. Is try and impress some Americans back when I was a younger person.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
That at Disneyland, just exaggerated British accents for the whole. We're like, why are we doing this? Because we think it's because they don't know it's not our real accent, and probably they do. They think you're dicks, but we're polite, so we're just going to ignore this.
We did a lot in New Orleans. Me and my mate, we went to New Orleans and we were just like going down the strip and we were just, talking to people. We were just going up to parties of people and just going, hello, do you know we can get some gumbo? And you're like putting on that really thick British accent just so people go, oh my God, where are you from? And then we'd just hang out with them for a bit. It was a really cool day, actually. It was a brilliant night. I can tell you some stories, but not right now. Fulton, I love this bit where you draw a picture of Velda and put it on one of the body's faces and then we set the ship alight. Do you remember doing that?
Yeah, I did like a self-portrait or something, didn't I? And then...
Not a self-portrait. You did a picture.
Self-portrait. Yeah.
This is the thing that I think got really missed on this one. Is we're going to talk a lot in the next episode about Velda leaves and about the shot fired in Fulton and Velda's relationship. But we forgot this bit where Fulton nails a picture of of Velda's face to a corpse and then waves it around at him.
Yeah.
Hey, it's banter. It's banter.
That's banter, is it?
Yeah, there is actually about that. Like, I think previous to this bit happening, is in true Fulton like flip-flop style. Like, before that bit happens, there is like a bit where Fulton just straight up says, quite matter-of-factly, and quite deadpanly, that he's quite happy to die for his friends. And there's just this awkward pause afterwards where Velda then doesn't really say anything, because they're both talking about what they would have done to like protect people and stuff like that. And Fulton goes, yeah, I mean, I'd die for my friends. And then Velda goes, right.
Yeah.
That's a really nice moment listening back to it, because it's kind of in an episode that gets very a whole series, really, this whole adventure that is very Scooby-Doo from beginning to end, and lots of running around and panicking. You know, this plan goes to hell so quickly, to the point that I kind of house rule Windy Escape on the fly because of how badly it's going. To not kill Velda, and it's going really bad. And the point where it turns around is where Fulton just says, "Sod it, I don't care if I die. I'm gonna stop this thing." And it's at the point that one person is like, "I no longer care what the consequences are of this. I'm gonna hold this thing here." And that everyone just focuses at that point and gets the body up and does the thing and gets it working. And it's like, that's kind of the turning point from kind of the initial ones of everyone be like, oh, I'm going to distract the ghost. No, I'm not. I'm going to do this. No, I'm not. And then one person takes decisive action and everyone else focuses and gets it done.
Sorry. So as the GM, you decided to save one of the characters.
I didn't decide to save one of the characters. It was a really messy thing. And it was like, I was like, I've read the rules for it. Have you read the rules for it, James? And James was like, yes, I have. It works. And I was looking at it. I was like, it absolutely doesn't. He hasn't read the rules. I don't want to call him out on it live on air. You know
Dangerlings.
What? Let's just go with it for dramatic effect. Let's keep the story going.
Dangerlings, I hope you're listening to this. Yeah, I hope everyone's hearing this. I might put this at the end of an episode so everyone hears it. Dan, thanks very much.
Yeah, but Colin, you didn't read the rules on Blood Rages, so that's why you died. Okay, that's the...
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe it was my fault. It probably was my fault. I was just, whatever. Anyway, look, Dan, there's no hard feelings, mate. What I would like to talk about, and I know we've gone over 30 minutes, Dangerlings, but this is important. You've got a couple of minutes to do this, Dan, and we said we were going to do this last episode. Explain to us the Biston Bear.
Biston Bear. So we talked about some of this last time. I can't, and we kind of cut it off at the end, and I can't remember exactly how much.
All we need to know now, because we've done the whole story about the Biston Bear and what it's from. Now, how does the time loop work? That's the only thing we just want to know, because obviously we just burned the boat.
Yeah.
And about 10 years ago, they bought the boat and it had some fire damage and a Fulton hole.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What happened there?
So 10 years before, when Lily Fenn's ghost rampages around the boat, kills all of the crew. In the process of that, a lamp is knocked down and sets fire to the boat. The boat is badly burned, but not burned out, because it's actually quite hard to completely burn a boat without taking some effort from it, especially when it's raining. So it burns the boat quite badly. It beaches itself at the side of the river. It's eventually found. It is sold for auction, and it is bought by Captain Murgatroyd and becomes the Biston Bear. Later on the exact same night that it occurred, years later, the Biston Bear currently passes by that stretch of river and encounters the ghost of the ship that it once was, with everything going ahead on there.
So just time travel.
No, you were on the ghost of the Biston Bear.
Yeah,
the ghost of the bear.
There's no time travel.
There's no time travel. There never was time travel. I was going out of my mind with panic when we were 4 episodes on from this, and you were like, "But how do we get back in time? Why is this?" It's just like,
right.
It was a ghost.
Okay, it was a ghost ship. Well, that makes sense. I've been racking my brains for years.
Colin seems disappointed now.
I know. I thought it was going to be some sort of crazy time loop. If we go back there, we can travel back in time and meet our future, past selves.
Mike McFly comes out. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
We gotta go back.
you'd better believe in ghost stories, Colin, because you were in one.
Dangerlings, that has been episode 26. Thank you to my guests, Daniel Thompson.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good week.
Scott Wilson,
I
Bestgrove.
retreat back to the hills from whence I came, born in thunder and storm.
And Ross Harmston.
Goodbye, fellow people of the audio waves.
I've been Colin Hubbard, your host. Go on the Discord, check us out, leave us a review if you haven't done that. You know, talk to us. We love you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.